we go. Here we go. Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year to you. It is January 1st, 2023. And we were going to do a noon live stream, but, shamefully, I guess, the Buccaneers football game starts at 1. So I want to be able to have 15 minutes there to, get a little food and get up to my recliner. So we're starting at 11:45 and we're going to go for about, 30 to 40 minutes. It depends how long it takes max to, what have I titled the show? I have titled it, okay, let me dismiss YouTube. I have titled it 1/1/2023, an epic state of the nation. So I have with me founder Max Freeman, who I can hear typing in the background.
Oh shit! Sorry.
And we're gonna do this thing every January 1st. And I think, Max, we should kind of make it our thing to go to 11:45 a.m. Eastern time every year.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. There we go. Okay, so before you share your screen, why don't you share with everyone just vocally what they can expect over the next half hour, let's say.
So this is we call this the Episphere. If you want to see this document, go to episphere.epic.tech. We keep updating it. This is the 8th version of the document. It's about 35 pages. It goes over the current state of the entire ecosystem, the Meta DAO structure, the guild system, our different protocols, the companies that are building on it, the traction that we've seen so far, the new Explorer, the Epic Pay app, GUI Wallet 4.0, 5.0 is coming. So this is just like if you've been tuned out for a month, you don't know all the amazing stuff that's happening, and it really is amazing. And so carving out this 45 minutes or whatever to go over that is kind of a condensed version of, oh my God, wow, that's, I guess, a 30-cent shitcoin.
Right. It is amazing. I was looking at it last night. So why don't you go ahead and start screen sharing and let's just get the party started. The New Year party started. And if anybody out there is watching, if you could grab, just share this link to all of the Epic Cash appropriate channels, Freeman U, Uncle Vigilante Lounge, I'd appreciate it. Just let people know that we're live.
All right. So we are going to view mode. Let me just blow this up a little bit.
All right.
There we go. Okay. All right. So welcome to the Episphere. So this is the table of contents. You can see there's a whole lot going on here. All right.
Why don't you back the bus up? If you don't, go a little slower. I want people to just really appreciate the table of contents and just take a look at how much content is actually mapped out there. Keep going.
Yeah, so 38 pages. We've got what is Epicenter, about Epic, ECR, EUSD. Those are the 3 core assets in the stack. Overall, there's 16. We talk about our history, our mission, our priorities, our design principles, our vision, our process in terms of how we approach technology, and the social side of our ecosystem. Within the ecosystem, the entities that are responsible for different things. If you're familiar with the ecosystem setup of, say, Ethereum or Cardano or Solana or something else like that, it's familiar territory as far as best practices, as far as how to set something like what we're doing up. Then Epicenter DAO is a Meta DAO structure, which means a DAO of DAOs. So there's about 30 baby DAOs in there working on different things. The DNA of Bitcoin project is a DAO, Epic Community Rockstars. The impact side, just really any work group that is doing anything within the ecosystem. We've got a structure where you can spin up a DAO and get people together and go work on stuff. And that's actually how we're going to be distributing ECR tokens and ECK coins, is depending on who is contributing to different parts. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the DAOs. They're described in detail. We'll cover them in this presentation. Then we've got guilds as different work teams working on different stuff. So if you're working on infrastructure, you're just talking to people that are doing that, that you don't really need to interface too much with the business development people or the education side or the awareness side. So really a scalable structure that's designed to accommodate a lot of growth. Right now, the contributor count is just over 300 in around
Awesome.
100 countries. And looking ahead to when we have thousands and then tens of thousands of people with their oar in the water rowing, that's a much different management and organizational challenge than a handful of guys just hanging out, talking in a room together.
Yeah.
So we're thinking ahead for growth. Those are the guilds. Then these are the companies that are building on startup on our stack. There's about 30 of those too. So some of these are Freeman Ventures that I'm involved with. Others are independent, like Batuhan's company, Anka Marketing out in Turkey, Karthi and Pime out of Singapore and India with Blaze Max, Black Tigers company, ET Labs, and Dustin is doing the Epic Adoption Alliance. So these are all different people that have set up businesses to commercialize our technology and bring it to market.
Nice.
Then differentiation, how we compare to other cryptos, to the dollar, to gold. These are our priorities as far as how we win: frictionlessness, fungibility, scalability, sustainability, and ubiquity. We cover the roadmap. That's the subway map of all the different things that are coming in the fullness of time. And then these are the platforms. So just as Uber and eBay and PayPal and Amazon and all these other businesses are built on top of the internet itself and the ability to do online payments, which those things are built on HTTPS encryption. I mean, you can just go further and further down the rabbit hole to say, what do these things enable? Well, given what we have, we can do many, many things. We've got something to say about tokenized assets trading that government believes that every token is a security, and I'm inclined to believe them and agree with them on at least most cases. So EDAC is our decentralized answer to NASDAQ. For token trading, EDEX is the decentralized exchange. EPFS is a Epicenter permanent file storage system. That's an alternative to, say, Dropbox or iCloud if you want to book a flight, paying with Epic if you want to go somewhere like an Uber ride, if you want to have somebody run to the grocery store for you and pick up a Snickers bar like Instacart, that's EC Grab. EC Mart is like eBay or Etsy. EC Stay is an Airbnb. EC Yum is for food. EC Zone is for goods distribution like Amazon or Walmart. So imagine that you're a merchant and you want to run your own platform and not have any middlemen and take fees directly, and nobody can or take revenue directly with no fees, and nobody can stop you, so that you don't get cancel cultured and censored and shut down. We're creating those building blocks for people to build those services. So we're not going to operate these things directly. That's not our model. We're just creating software that people can integrate into their own solutions behind the scenes. So then in terms of the protocol, these are the protocols, these are the assets that make our vision a reality. They all do different things and they're needed for different purposes. I won't get into them here.
So that is when people have seen that subway system, they're seeing those.
Yeah, and we're going to cover it further down in the section.
And what I want to say for why don't we right now, where can people find this document if they want to if they're intrigued and they really want to take their own deep dive in this?
So episphere.epic.tech.
Okay, episphere.epic.tech.
Yeah, and then if somebody can pull that up, if it doesn't immediately resolve to this Google Doc, then just shoot me a DM.
Shoot me.
Yeah, or to you, yeah, and then
you said just shoot me, and that was just kind of funny.
Yeah. That's
you had
funny.
a delay of that was just funny.
Yeah, Yeah.
No, nobody shoot Max, please. He's the only one that knows every word of this document and understands it all. So please. But okay, so episphere.epic.tech is where you can
Right.
go and be able to, and I really encourage people who are in Epic and or Epic curious to go ahead and do that. I'm going to encourage that we don't go through and basically read this, top to bottom,
Yep.
because I think we're going to lose people on this January 1st. So, just kind of harvest what you think
Yep.
is appropriate. Okay.
Yep. And as always, feel free to jump in when I run too long.
And
So
I'll
basically,
yeah.
Epicenter is what will enable the 1.7 billion people that are frozen out of the modern commercial and financial system to do business with anyone, anytime, anywhere, any reason. And here's the key: without relying on a trusted third party or any central authority. If all the governments in the world decided to pack it up tomorrow and go get an honest career for themselves, our system would still function because it's reliant totally on
Hey,
blockchain and doesn't
hey,
depend on
did
government
you
at
see
all.
that news story that there's some town in some country that they completely changed how they denominated? They made a decision as a city to basically just shift everything over to, I got to find that article somewhere. But anyway, it's just like my mind immediately went to, that's what we need to do. We need a city, or we need to just say, screw it. We're only denominating an epic from this point on. That would be a game changer.
Yeah, I would recommend people read a great book by Samuel Edward Konkin III called "The New Libertarian Manifesto," and he
Okay.
describes a vision for a political structure known as agorism that I find a lot of merit in. So that book can be inspirational. I'm not sure it will be a dedicated patch of land, because then you get Ruby Ridge or Emmon Bundy and the men
That's
with the
right.
guns come in and say, oh, too much freedom here, time for the Marines.
Yeah.
But if you just in your own life go, you know what, like, I don't want your filthy like violence money. I want to sell my goods and services for Epic alone.
Right.
Then or like Freeman Express is a great example. With legal tender laws, you can't say I won't take your money, but Freeman Express Layer 1 membership is $9.99 in fiat or 99 cents in Epic. So there's 1,000% asshole tax if you want to pay in violence money.
That's
I'm
fun.
serious.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you are. I've never heard asshole money until a conversation
Well,
with
it's an
you.
asshole tax for
Or
violence
asshole
money.
tax. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
I got that from Todd Lewis.
That's awesome. Goodness. Okay.
All right, so this is Epic. What's Epic? It's the original Satoshi ideal of peer-to-peer electronic cash on an open public blockchain. Oh, whoops, my Zoom decided to hide my window. Okay, there we go. All right. So Epic is basically the same idea as Bitcoin. Bitcoin started here in 2009 with a supply at zero, and you can see the supply going up and up and up, and then through the halvings, it kind of slows down and eventually it approaches 21 million over 100 plus years. We started 10 years later, so we have to catch up. And then by the singularity, this is summer 2028, we will have the same 20.3 million coins on the network as BTC. And then on the right-hand side here, this shows how that works. So in September 2019 in Era 1, there were 16 coins per block coming out every minute. Then we had a halving in Era 2 in June of 2020. It got reduced to 8 coins per block. Era 3, October 2021, 4 coins per block. And then this summer, Era 2, it gets cut down to 2 per block. So if you look at Epic, I know a lot of people are scared right now. Oh my God, the price is down 94%. We're all going to die. But then you zoom out and go, wait a minute. 2 years ago, we were 2 cents and now we're 30 cents. That's not too shabby. Even at our all-time low, 95% off our all-time high, we're still crushing pretty much every other asset in the market.
Mhm.
And if you look at stuff like Solana going from $296 to under 10, we are really really outperforming. So it's a proven design, fundamental scarcity, disinflationary halvings makes number go up. And this is a bit deceiving because Bitcoin Core has 19 million at the network layer, but when you include all the paper coins from fractional reserve and rehypothecation and other bankster schemes like that, there's already 44 to 50 million, and the supply is effectively infinite, whereas ours is a hard number.
Go
So,
back,
right.
go back to that graphic, because I wanted to say something about this. When you take a look at the left side, I know people condemn is the wrong word, but suggest that we don't call ourselves a better Bitcoin, and so what I want to do is where you see over at the left where Bitcoin was born, and then you see where we were born, and you just think about all those years of technology advancing. We're not knocking Bitcoin to build ourselves up. We're just stating a fact here that we believe that if Satoshi or Satoshi the group had access to the technology that we did right there when we were born, that they would have solved for a lot of the issues that aren't going to ever go away now. It's just too big. It's AOL meet Google. And so we believe that if they could go back in time, know what the technology would, it's just simply, it would be Epic Cash, and they would have incorporated Mimblewimble to solve which problems, Max?
So Mimblewimble solves for scalability first and foremost. That's why we chose it. So Bitcoin Core can do 350,000 transactions a day, and if you want to do any more than that, you introduce problems elsewhere in the equation. So that's why they've chosen to go with a so-called second layer strategy of having scaling on other chains such as Lightning and Liquid, but mainly on centralized order books like Binance and Coinbase and Gemini and so on. So right now today, Epic has 4 times the capacity. We can do 1.4 million versus their 350,000. We're working on E4 right now. E4 takes that capacity in a 2 megabyte block, which is double the block space, and it speeds up the interval from 60 seconds down to 50 seconds. BTC is 600 seconds, so we're already 10 times faster, and within 5 years we'll be 100 times faster, or 60 to 100 times faster. So we're pushing bigger blocks faster, and that results in an explosion of capacity. ECK will be one step ahead of Epic. That's the Canary Network version of Epic with a different configuration. In a 4 megabyte block by 40 seconds configuration, we get 8.6 million transactions a day. So BTC will be stuck at 350,000 forever unless they commit to some major change, which they've said is absolutely not going to happen, and I tend to believe them. So we're leapfrogging from 1.4 to 3.4 to 8.6, then to 23 million. Within 5 years, Epic will be doing over 1 billion transactions a day in 10 seconds for 1,000th of a penny.
Hey, Max, I'm reading in the comments, Freeman finished CCP. I presume he's talking about coin market cap, but he said our rank from 1,500 went up to 853 despite our price going down. It means that our fall is not as fast as others. So unpack
that's a great point. Yeah, so I don't know from when that was. Thank you, Ada, for pointing that out. But we were ranked 1,500, and now we're ranked 800 something. 53. So even though our price has gone down, that's number 800 out of the 22,000 market assets on Coin Market Cap. So we're in the, even though it doesn't feel like we're very far along, we're in the top 4% right now.
Beautiful point. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that in there. All right.
Yep.
Let's
all right. And so this is the Explorer. You can see that beautiful. The circulating supply is 15.5 thousand Epic. This is updated in real time. You can see these are the transactions. So whenever there's a transaction, it leaves a kernel. This is a heat map. So this hour on December 29th, we had 12. Over here it was 12, over here it was 18, 17, and so on. So
Wow.
you can see the inputs. This is a measure of the compression ratio. So right here, somebody sent a single transaction with 1,462 outputs. So that compressed on in the blockchain. Why is it only 3.7 gigs? Another aspect of scalability is disk size. So BTC is currently 450 gigs, and it grows at a rate of 40 gigs a year. We've been running for over 2 years now, almost 3. And actually, is it 3? September 2019. Yeah, so 2.5, something like that years, and we're still under 4 gigs. And the reason that happens is because this person did 1,400 inputs, but if you look at the kernel, there were only 7 there, or outputs.
Wow.
You can see it's like like 14 or something. So we had like 100x to 1 compression factor in that block.
And
So
that allows you to just think about this. Nobody's going to buy a cup of coffee with BTC because it's going to take 10 minutes and cost a couple bucks to $80.
Yep.
And this is what allowed, because of Mimblewimble, this is what allows us to be able to do a transaction that is almost immediate, that costs 0.0008 of a penny to send, right?
Yeah, well, it's 0.008 of an epic, but that is just the default setting in the wallet. It'll accept a transaction with 0.00001. It's not hard coded. So we have capacity for days. We aim to serve billions of people doing trillions of dollars, and we've got the capacity to handle it. Another aspect of scalability is the ability of the market to supply the hash rate that's needed to keep the chain safe. BTC depends on industrial facilities full of ASIC farms that are very vulnerable to the vagaries of the capital markets. Core Scientific just filed for bankruptcy, Argo, Marathon, Hut 8, all these mining firms that were pumped up by cheap Wall Street money during the go-go era are unwinding, and that's really an existential threat. If you think about it, there's a security collapse around the next halving in 2024, but we don't have that because Epic has mined on commodity equipment. If you look here, this is the random X hash rate. That's the CPU algorithm. That's the same one Monero uses 100% of the time. We use it 48% of the time. So you can see here, these are the blocks. So the last block, which took 12 seconds, was random X, and before that was a prog_pow, and then random X and a prog_pow. And so the blocks take turns with the different algorithms, and the difficulty adjusts independently. So if we go back 3 months around the Ethereum merge, actually, whoops, looks hard to believe the Ethereum merge was so long ago now. This is going to be messed up. I think there was a bug last night when I checked, but let me take a look here. Okay, yeah, you can't see that. But if we had like a 6 months on here, you would see this giant spike in the prog_pow algorithm. Actually, okay, yeah, see right here.
Yes.
So see, then that was the Ethereum merge. So briefly, like right now we're clocking around 4.5 trillion on prog_pow, but overnight we doubled that. We were up over 8. We had people with huge GPU farms coming in. And so BTC adjusts its difficulty every 2 weeks. We adjust ours right around every 2 hours. So the network can absorb different computational types and expand as needed. So this is a bit under the hood.
By having these multi algorithms, Max, that allows us to, from a security standpoint, tell everyone what that means.
Okay, so in order to disrupt the network, you need to get 51% of the mining power to do what's known as a double spend and cause mayhem. So if you have 51% of the SHA-256 hash power, then you can mess with BTC. In our case, you need to get 51% of not one algorithm, but all 3. If you had 51% of, let's say, prog_pow, because you have a lot of GPUs, you can't use those to mine random X. You need CPUs for that. So we have all those CPUs providing additional security versus what just the 2 billion GPUs of the world would be able to provide. And so as we add more algorithms,
is that just a good idea that we thought of, or was that even possible when they launched?
No, that's
Bitcoin?
I'm working on a patent application right now because we actually invented that.
That's awesome. Okay. That's not what Epic can do for you. Ask what you can do for Epic.
Yeah, and you can see John likes his spice, so his eyes are blue.
See, I never read the book or watched the movie Dune, so you helped me with that reference yesterday.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll keep trucking. So this is the Extras pyramid. Extras pyramid describes the state of the money and currency system, the financial system. So right now, this is a bit old. It says 6.4 trillion. Maybe somebody can tell Spencer we need to do an updated version because this is old. So 10 trillion of gold underpins the entire monetary pyramid. You've got base money and bank money, which I'm just going to use these numbers. They're all much bigger now. 28.8 trillion. That's like coins, currency, banknotes, things like that. Then you've got bank money. Those are electronic bank deposits at the commercial bank and central bank level. Then 56 trillion of government bonds, muni bonds, unlisted debt, and so on, all the way up to derivatives 1 quadrillion. So in our vision, we have Epic as the gold in the equation. EUSD serves the function of bank money and base money. EUSD is the first one, but really it'll be British pound, Chinese renminbi, Korean won, Japanese yen, literally everything. We're just doing the dollar first because it's like 80% of global currency or something like that. And then as you get into these other areas, you need some other instruments to be able to hedge out the exchange rate risk. So for a pure unit of account, we've got EMPL, which is an elastic rebase stablecoin token pegged to the IMF special drawing right, or SDR, which is a basket of the world's 200 fiat currencies that is very, very stable. So we've really got a comprehensive solution to the entire set of needs, not just trying to be a better gold that can't be used as a currency in the case of BTC. I'm unaware of any project out there that is trying to do anything remotely so ambitious and holistic as we are. Yep.
In the world, and you've had some discussions that I know about with some very high level people who are looking at things like this, and they came in and they said, we've never seen anything like this. So that was that's a stay tuned for more, everyone.
Yeah. If you want to know what is going on, then get with Sky King and sign the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, and then we can read you into a little more of the stuff we're not at liberty to talk about, but it will be absolutely catalytic and combustible. And I'll just say that we are a lot closer to being not just in the top 10, but I think when you look at Epic, EUSD, ECR, EMPL, all the different things that we have, I don't think we'll be in the top 10. I think we will be the top 10. That's my expectation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. I like BHAGs.
I told you about that girl I dated in high school. She was very nice.
All right. So what are we looking at here? Looks like
so this is the current network presence. So in 2020, the first year after we launched, we were in 58 countries, 1,158 cities. So this is where the nodes are. As a peer-to-peer network, just like if you remember Napster and BitTorrent from file sharing 20 years ago, if you had content that was shared from the other kid in the dorm, then it would come a lot faster than if you had to pull it off of a server in Tokyo or something. And so the closer the nodes are, the faster it can sync up. So right now, today, if you want to install a fresh BTC node, it will take you about 3 weeks to get that thing going. Right now, Epic, because it's only under 4 gigs and we've got so many points of presence out there, currently 129 countries, 2,300 cities. I have to update this. This is just actually, okay, that's from December. We got 3 more countries. It's 129 now. So we've got a lot of coverage. Right now, it takes 3 days to fully sync an Epic node. But when we push the next release, actually the one after this one, because we got to do the wallet thing first to overcome the beat bottleneck, it will be under 20 minutes. So
Amazing.
yeah, and we've got something called the the Epic Everywhere campaign, where we've got a detailed marketing plan for every country in the world. So Epic 7 is Russia, Epic 82 is Korea, Epic 90 is Turkey, Epic 639 is New Brunswick, Canada, 207 is Maine. We have people in all of these areas that are gearing up to make the hashtag for their area become known. And when they do, that's one of the ways that we'll be distributing ECR tokens. So what that means is we're going to have an Epic node in every country in the world within 2023.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it on here, because let's say we're going to wrap things up in 15 minutes. So that's going to
15 minutes. Okay, so we'll hustle right through it. So ECR is the fuel for the social layer that powers the DAO. If you have ECR and you have Epic, you can make EUSD. USD is a decentralized trustless crypto dollar that you can redeem for $1 worth of Epic from the Every Citizen's Reserve algorithmic central bank. We launched the Epic blockchain protocol in September 2019. The project has been gathering steam since 2017, 2018, when some of the original concepts came out. I posted in December 2018 on Bitcoin Talk, the first version of the EUSD Epic vision paper, and then the testnet and so on, all the way through to today. So our mission is to empower everyone, everywhere, to achieve financial independence. And how we do that is through censorship resistance, meaning you can't be blocked from the network, and the network itself can't be shut down. We want to resist centralization. We want to make it so that you can protect your wealth and nobody can confiscate it from you. We want the network to be economically secure, and a big part of that comes from energy efficiency. Polyphasic proof of work has us with triple the security at 1/3 the energy cost versus BTC. And as we add more algorithms, that further increases that. I think if I had to guess, during the singularity, we'll probably have 6 to 10 algorithms, and most are on, the others are on standby except for the active one. So that really reduces the energy cost. We're very open. Our systems don't require permission. We design for regulatory compatibility to stay safe with respect to the guys who make the rules. You can use our systems anonymously and preserve your privacy. They're truly sustainable, not in a woke sense or in the ESG idea, but just, they use less energy and don't require any waste stream. They don't rely on trust. This is the Epic Everywhere campaign. I won't go too much into that, but we're already seeing quite a bit of grassroots point of sale adoption. So this is in Turkey. There's a bunch of shops in Batuhan's town that accept Epic. Pretty soon, Freeman Express has a partnership program that is coming with currency exchange dealers and precious metals dealers, people that are set up for cash logistics to be local Epic buyers. That's kind of a reverse cash on ramp for fiat. This is actually Vitalina, Robin's wife, out in Florida. She runs this beauty spa. This is a cafe near where Yoga and I had a place in Miami that we were paying for stuff there and getting good feedback about how to improve the usability of our systems. People are selling stuff online for Epic. They're making art and selling it in Epic. This is the version 4.0 of the GUI wallet. It's very easy. It's the best it's ever been, and we're working on version 5 already. So we've had 100% uptime, not 99.999, but actually 100 flawless execution since April 2021, with over 150,000 transactions. So that's good. This is the Explorer. We covered that. It used to have this color scheme. Now it's a little bit easier on the eyes. Epic cannot be geofenced. There's no KYC, and it's permissionless. Looks like that section is duplicated, so I'll have to update that. So our vision is that everyone can rise. There's a lot of stranded human capital that's not connected to global markets because they can't get a bank account and they can't trade and transact and communicate. We take down those barriers so that a talented kid in Africa can sell his services. A lot of our animation, if you've seen the Ava Freeman statue on the blue building here in Vegas for the Trillions show, that was done by a talented animator in Africa, and that commerce is directly facilitated by Epic, which would be much more difficult or impossible any other way. So we're a community. There's no headquarters and no core team of employees. Things happen organically and bubble up emergently from the bottom. We're structured as a meta DAO or a DAO of DAOs to avoid some of the problems that other early DAOs have seen, like Maker kind of lost its way, and other things that have kind of blown up. So we avoid that through centralization resistance and staying hyper local. In terms of technical, we're committed to high assurance. All our stuff is open source. We're strong in automated testing. We develop in Rust. And also we wait to see what other people build that works, and then we use it with some tweaks and do a V2 version based on that learning, or it blows up and we avoid it. So by being leading edge, not bleeding edge, we can have our cake and eat it too by being a little bit slower to market, but we don't blow up. So in the long term, our tortoise approach outruns the hares that get ahead faster. So these are the DAOs. Anybody can create a DAO. If you have an idea for something, reach out to me and we can get you plugged in here. If you do a DAO, you can earn ECR and ECK tokens. And as you go out and do stuff, build skin in our game through your activity. So I won't mention these one by one because we don't have time, but you can see these are all the different initiatives.
Yep.
There are a lot
And
of
again,
them.
folks, you can go to episphere.epic.tech, which is, and then be able to just really take your time reviewing all of this.
And all of these are links too. So if you want to see what's going on with Trillionaire DAO, you can just click that 29 TRL and
Cool.
jump right in there. Everybody can be a part of any one of these things.
Excellent.
So these are the people that, so guilds are basically different work teams. If you imagine a medieval town where they had the people that were making horseshoes that would apprentice and learn and kind of work together, and then you had the brick makers and the people doing, you know, cheese or whatever.
Yep.
This is our version of that. So AC is for awareness and communication, admin, biz dev, community engagement, so on and so forth. And so for each of these, we've got leadership identified. So you and Darkstar, as an example, are good at reaching out to media people. So anybody that wants to join in there and help, they can get in there. And if you participate in a DAO and you participate in a guild, again, you can earn ECR and ECK. So these are the various startups that are building on our solutions or on our stack. There's a ton of them. I'm particularly excited about EDH Fund, the Epic Diamond Hands Fund. So shout out to John Ferris. Henry Zakur at Eon is working on that already. The devs are actually starting to work here in January, and they're all paid up, so that's good. Dustin Cantor is doing the Epic Adoption Alliance in partnership with the University of Wyoming professor of blockchain, Steve Lupine. So all these things are really coming together, and I would doubt that out of our 2,000 people in the main chat, probably 20 or maybe 50 are even aware that these things are going on. So this should be pretty eye-opening to people that there really is this much happening.
Yeah, show me one other crypto asset, just one out there that has this much depth and breadth.
Right. We focus on the steak and not the sizzle. So this is how we stack up versus BTC versus Litecoin versus privacy coins. This is how we win. This is the Epic Everywhere campaign. We've got it by country and by language. I'm just gonna open this one just so you can see the level of detail that goes into it. This is a monster document. So like this is the marketing plan for Afghanistan as an example. So 53% speak Farsi, 34% speak Pashto, Uzbek. What are the telecom providers? What are the athletes, popular support or sports? Just really getting granular and hyper local.
Mhm.
So I'm very optimistic about that. So these are the platforms. We've got eDex coming. eDex is non-custodial, trustless P2P trading solutions, whether it's chain-to-chain atomics, meeting people face-to-face local, order book. That's the VTEX experiment or experience with our branding and ease of use. Swap. And then we've got all these various commerce solutions that are coming. And I know we've only got 4 minutes, so I'll be quick.
Yep.
These are the protocols. These are the other pieces of the stack. They all do different things. Just as your body needs a gallbladder and a pelvis and a cerebellum and an aorta, our system to move billions or trillions of dollars needs all these different things
And a brain.
to make it work.
Our system needs a brain. So
we have Johnny and Todd for that. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't ask me. I just work here.
Johnny.
This is the subway. This is the subway map. This is the grand vision. It starts out here with Epic. This is where it all begins. EXPL is the cross protocol interoperability layer that enables you to export your value to ERC20s to trade on Avalanche or Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or whatever. If you have one Epic and you have ECR, then you can create E1. If you have E1 plus ECR, you can create EUSD. And then you can do all kinds of other stuff as these all come into play.
Mhm.
This is our scalability. So Monero can do 4 transactions a second. BTC can do 3 to 7. In practice, 5.5 is the upper limit. Ethereum is topped out at about 15 and will be so until quite some time. That 100,000 they talk about for ETH 2.0 is kind of a fantasy. That's like years down the later. We hope to get there, but right now today it's still at 15. Whereas with Epic, we're already well above that and we're scaling later this year. It goes from 17 to 40 as an example. And then the next phase after that is 100.
That's where you can buy a cup of coffee, within seconds. For a fraction of a penny.
For a fraction of a cent. Yep.
Yep.
And the instant settlement with a lot of these other
Instant
things,
settlement.
like with optimistic roll-ups as an example on Ethereum, you can take the cost down, but you sacrifice the security. People can challenge the transaction up to 2 weeks, and that's why it takes so long to get your money. We have full settlement right away, which is truly unique. And this visually shows the data size. So BTC. BTC is 400 gigs. We are 4. There's another one here that shows the size on disk, and it's this huge like monster thing. If we have the same level of transaction throughput as BTC or transaction activity, instead of 450 gigs, will be about 25 to 50. Whereas Monero, if it had the same level of transaction activity as BTC, which it even can't because it can't scale, but if it did, it would be over 2 terabytes. Ethereum is 12 terabytes on disk. So, you're not doing that on a mobile, you're not doing that on a cheap device, but you can do it on a pregnancy test with Epic.
and you can.
Yep. So this is the desktop GUI wallet. This is the mobile wallet, the Epic Pay. It's on Apple and Android. And that's it. We made it.
Go back to the wallet.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to talk about it here in detail, but we're going to show some leg probably sometime next week. But we have an amazing opportunity before us to be able to integrate within Epic Pay a buy and sell functionality. So stay tuned because it's probably the single biggest what am I looking for? What's the word?
Yeah, leap.
the
Yeah,
biggest
it's an
leap.
evolutionary phase change.
It's
It's like when the fish grows legs and is able to walk on land and breathe air,
yeah.
or the monkey walking upright, or water becoming water going from ice to liquid to gas.
Or it's just
It's
like
that momentous.
it's like having a candle, in the middle of your kitchen, and you come in and you just throw a gallon of gasoline on it. It's
Yeah.
it is that big of an idea. So again, stay tuned. When that happens, literally somebody's going to be able, the process now of how you acquire Epic. You're going to be rewarded for going through the process especially when Epic is at 30, 40, 50 cents. But when it becomes as easy as somebody being able to download the wallet and hit buy, with fiat and crypto, any crypto, then you are going to talk about, the kitchen on fire in a good way. That's the gasoline that we're throwing on it. So I can't wait to share that with everyone, but we won't today.
All right. Well, happy New Year,
you.
everybody.
I
Enjoy
think you
your
did great.
football. Yeah. Good stuff. I'm gonna stop yapping and get back to building.
Okay. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it. We'll see you again next year. And I mean, this will be fun looking back over the years, compare it this first Genesis one that we did today. And thank all of you who are in the chat. I think it would be cool. We have 24 watching right now. I think it'd be cool next year when we have like 2,400 watching. I think it's going to get there, folks. Okay. All right, everyone, root for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for me. Pretty please. I'm going to go watch it here right now. Okay. Happy New Year. We'll see you. What is today, Max? Monday. So we'll be back on, today's Sunday. So I believe I'm going to be doing the live stream with Ab on Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. And we'll do our thing again on Wednesday at noon. And then, of course, Friday's Epic Cash Live at noon Eastern time. Okay, that's it, everyone. Go have some seconds and thirds. It's not time for the diet yet.